What's up, everyone? All right, so here we are finishing the second day of August, up $4,000. So a little bit of a bounce back after the losses yesterday, but you know what's interesting today is that we just did not see a lot of momentum. I traded 3 stocks. I had 2 winners and 1 loser. The biggest loser, $100, so no big deal there. But I had 1 trade on NSYS, $4,000 of profit. A trade on IHT, I lost $100, and then a trade on LEDS, and I made $100. So basically 2 scratch trades and 1 decent winner. But you know, it was kind of disappointing not to see more momentum in the market today. It was just very slow. So good to be able to start digging myself out of the hole, and hopefully keep it going Friday and into next week. But I'd really like to see more volatility. With volatility as opportunity. So the lack of volatility for me is kind of bumming me out today. It was just like nothing was moving. But what I'm doing is I'm adding a couple of new rules for the month of August because of something I did yesterday that really got me frustrated. So I'm going to be talking about that during the midday recap. And again, this is the kind of beginning of the month. So time to put those rules in place, be disciplined, get the month off to a good start. And it's still summer trading. So it's probably going to be a little slow here, but we'll see flurries of momentum here and there, and those will be the opportunities to create the profits for the month of August. So that's the game plan. And you guys watching the recap, any questions, any comments, leave them below. I'll come back through and answer them later today. All right, enjoy. All right, what's up, everyone? Okay, so here we are, August 2nd, finishing the day up $4,120.33. That's a good day. 141st trading day of the year. So I'm happy about that. It's a decent day. But you know what's interesting is that we really didn't see a lot of momentum today. In fact, my last trade was at 9:38. I've been done since 9:38. I made $4,000 in 8 minutes this morning, and that's it. I haven't taken a single trade since then. We just did not see a lot of volatility. And so what's kind of interesting there is that this week of kind of slow and sluggish trading is continuing into the month of August. And I'm a little bit disappointed about that. This slow stretch for me began on, I'd say it began on July 19th. That was the day that things slowed down. I had made 8,000 on the day before, and then I made only 800 on the 19th, which for me was a very small day. Made 500 on the 20th, lost 32 on the 23rd, the next Monday, and then that week just continued to be choppy. We started this week with a couple of winners, 2,500 on Monday, 1,000 on Tuesday, and then I lost money yesterday. I started the day with 2 really tiny winners, and then ended up losing $4,500 before lunchtime. So that was disappointing. But what was even more disappointing was that I continued the losing streak into the afternoon. And it was just so stupid. It gets me so frustrated when I break my rules of afternoon trading and then take a loss. Now, one of the things I talked about during the during the watch list this morning was the fact that the hardest thing about trading is that sometimes you get rewarded for breaking the rules, and sometimes you get punished for following the rules. And that inconsistency there, I mean, if you think about like parenting or something, you have to be consistent with how you enforce the rules, right? Otherwise, kids are going to think, oh, well, sometimes I can get away with this. And as a trader, the market does not consistently enforce the rules. Sometimes you will break the rules and make money, whether it's because of luck or because you were in the right place at the right time or whatever the case may be. And then there's other times where you're going to follow all your rules and you're going to be really disciplined. You're saying, no, I can't trade that stock because it hasn't given me a really good pullback yet. And then you watch it go up 100% without you. And so you're following the rules and you feel like you're getting punished because you missed this great opportunity. And it's just one of the most challenging things for me to deal with. I don't think it's just isolated to me. I think this traders in general to deal with, just the inconsistency there. So The stock I lost money on yesterday afternoon was NSYS. And you can see yesterday afternoon it made this push up right here around lunchtime, and then it dropped really hard. Then it came back up, consolidated, popped up, and then dropped again really hard. And then it squeezed all the way up to $9.28, which was ridiculous. And then it dropped down to $7.37. And then this morning, it's come all the way back down to $4.75. It's been just kind of a mess. So, this is no doubt volatility. And so within that volatility, there's an opportunity for profit. And in total, I guess I've made money on the stock because I'm up $4,000 on it today. So, I made back yesterday's losses. But, the fact is, I did break my rules by trading in the afternoon. So, I've got myself a new sticky for the month of September. New rules for the month. For the month of August. For the month of August, new rules. Rule number 1: when I'm done trading, I'm going to shut down my charts and scanners so I don't get tempted to take a trade in the afternoon. Now, I'll leave this on for you guys, but I'll just turn off the monitor so I can't see it, and I'll mute the scanners so I don't hear boing, 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 boing at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and get tempted to take a trade. It's obviously if you step out of the office, you cannot take a trade. But I often sit here. I have meetings. I'm working on doing stuff for the classes. I'm working with students. I've got all these things going on. So I'm usually sitting here, and if I just leave stuff up, which I often do, well, I see something and then I talk myself into it. So rule number 1 is when I shut down for the day, which is going to be, now and definitely when this recap is over, I'm going to close down eSignal and I'm going to turn off this monitor. Scanners will keep running for you, but I'm not going to look at them. Number 2, no trades if you're down more than $2,000. Yes, I have the $5,000 max loss on my account, but I feel like even yesterday, once I was down more than $2,000, the trades became impulsive and not as calculated, and it felt like my judgment was just a little bit skewed. So I'm going to tighten that max loss to $2,000. I'm not going to email you know what? I am going to email Lightspeed. I'm just going to email them because it's as quick as sending an email. So I'm just going to email Rob over at Lightspeed and say, hey Rob, can you tighten up the max loss on my account from $5,000 to $2,000? And he's not going to care. He's going to say, sure, Ross, no problem. It's going to be done within 5 minutes. Tighten up max loss. Hey, Rob, can you tighten the max loss on my account from negative 5,000 to negative 2,000? Thanks, Ross. I won't tell him that I'm so ashamed of myself that I need him to do that. I'll just leave that part in the read between the lines. All right, so that email is sent. All right, so $2,000 is the new max loss. Now, again, when you make $100,000 in 1 month, as I have, a $2,000 max loss feels like it's such a tiny amount. And the reality is when on the first trade of the day you take 10,000 or 15,000 shares, it's certainly not impossible to lose $2,000 and then be closed out of my account for the day, only to see a great opportunity at 10:45 or something like that, or 9:45 or 10:30 that could get me out of the hole. But I think what I would rather do for right now is say that if on the first trade I do lose $2,000, that's enough of an indicator that I should walk away. And if it means I miss some opportunities, well, I'll miss some winners, but what I'm also stopping is the downside loss. And at the end of the day, which one's better? That's kind of my 2 cents there. Yeah, so all right, so that email sent. So that's number 2, max loss of 2,000, tightening it up from 5,000. And given the fact that the last couple months have been averaging only about $50,000 a month, not $100,000, I think tightening up the max loss makes sense. Number 3, if I have 3 back-to-back losers, go home. You're done. All right, so that one has been a soft rule that I've held for the last couple months, but I don't always adhere to it. I kind of set it as a rule of thumb rather than a hard set rule. I'd say, I had 3 losses, but here's trade number 4. It actually looks really good, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. No, 3 strikes, you're out. Follow the rules. So I'm just going to make that as a hard set rule. So I got myself up bright and early this morning, did half an hour in the gym because that was my punishment for breaking a rule yesterday. So, that's on me, and I'll eat the loss, and it is what it is. But you got to enforce the punishment, and at least I do for myself. And so now I've got these 3 hard set rules for the month of August. So if I break one of these rules, I got to get up at 6:30 the next morning and go to the gym, even though I absolutely hate it. I got to do it because if I don't, then, I'm not enforcing the rules. So it's a punishment for me. I know some of you guys love the gym. Some of you guys love it, so that's not a punishment. So your punishment would have to be something that you don't love doing. But for me, I don't really like going to the gym, so it's a punishment. So, anyways, that's all just to say we're at the beginning of a new month. It's time to, set intentions, get disciplined, and focus on A-quality setups. And if I can, I lost $5,000 on January 1st, and I finished the month with $117,000 of profit. So losing $5,000 out of the gates on, the first trade of the month, or the first day of the month, it doesn't mean this won't be a great month, but if it's going to be a great month, I've got to turn it around, and I've got to get focused. And so these rules are going to help me get focused on taking the cue when I'm not hot to walk away, and trading during the time of day when I perform the best. All right, so that's my plan here. Now, the 3 trades today to go over these trades, NSYS, this one, here was my thinking. It was holding up actually better than I thought it would. It dipped down right here, but then it popped back up. And so what I thought was that if it squeezed up over $8, and if it broke over the pre-market high of $8.75, that it would squeeze out early short sellers as it broke over $8.75 and went up to $9.20. That's what I thought would happen. So I jumped in early, anticipating that break, getting in at at 7.45, 7.50, and adding at 7.90 for the break over $8. It popped up to 8.08, and then we saw a pretty big wall of sellers. And so I saw that wall, and I was like, you know what? Even though I think this could go to 8.50, I'm going to do the smart thing and sell half. Boom, sold half at 8.50. Sold half at $8. I keep watching it. It's not going higher, and so I sell another quarter at $8, and then it drops all the way back down to $7.50. I sold the rest at $7.50 and $7.37. So a $4,000 winner there. I'm happy with that, but this I really think had potential. If it had broken over $8.50, it would then almost definitely have gone to $8.75. Breaking over pre-market highs, we would have been first target high, breaking the high of after hours, and then a squeeze up to 10. So this certainly could have been a trade from $7.50 to $10. Today just didn't happen to be that day. So I started with 10,000 shares at $7.50, and I added 5,000 at $7.90, and then another 2,500 for the break of 8. So I had 17,500 shares. And so in total with 17,500 shares, I really only made about, 23 cents per share or so. So it wasn't the biggest winner, but it had the potential. Had it squeezed up to $8.50 and maybe gotten halted, gone up to $9, it could have been a $20,000 winner. Now, I think my share size on this was aggressive, partially because I had lost on it yesterday and I wanted to try to redeem myself. But it was also because of the fact that the stock showed potential. It genuinely showed potential to me to make a big move, given how much it moved yesterday, how much it had already moved pre-market. So I knew if I was right on it, it could be a really big winner. And in fact, I ended up being wrong on it, but I was able to still make money on it. And then you can see it sold off after a bear flag. It faded to the downside. This is one of those stocks that I do wish that I had shares available to borrow on, because I would have loved to have been able to flip short right here and add right here on this second bear flag. But the reality is I don't have shares available with Lightspeed. So, this is where I could open an account with Centerpoint and, put in the $50,000 minimum to get set up there. But I just feel that it's a little unfair for me to be trading those stocks because it requires such a high barrier to entry. The majority of you guys aren't going to, you'll benefit from maybe watching me trade and maybe you'll learn something, but you're not able to trade them also. And so it's kind of like, I don't know, watching someone do something that you can't do because you don't have enough money. It just doesn't feel totally, fair or helpful. I wish that Lightspeed had more shares available to borrow of some of these stocks, but they don't, and neither do a lot of firms. So for right now, I try to be on the same playing field as you guys. I have the same commissions as you guys. I don't give myself any, I don't get any preferential treatment, and it's part of setting that expectation that anyone can do this. I'm not special in terms of the way I'm viewed at my broker or the way, the type of accounts that I set up. So, anyways, that's one of the reasons I haven't set up a Centerpoint account. And maybe I will at some point, but I haven't done it yet. So that was that first trade. Next trade was IHT. Was watching this one break a pre-market high. So you can see it popped up here to 269. Didn't hold up at all. Only made 100. Actually lost $100 on it. It didn't work out. LEDS. I jumped into this for a break of pre-market highs as well at 420. Pops up to 436. I got in at 425 actually, and stopped out as it came back down at 425 and 421. So made $100 on 10,000 shares, but that's nothing to write home about. So that's kind of the big picture, of where things stand today. I did go ahead and update my my broker statements for the month of July. So if you scroll down, if you're ever on our homepage, you go to the very bottom, you'll see my 2018 broker statements here. So I've got July posted, 0 trades in the IRA for the month of July. I don't know why I had cash out about $92.50. I'll have to ask them what that is. They must be charging a platform fee or something, another $9 there. That's kind of a pain since it's out of the IRA, but whatever. So no change, no trades in the IRA last month. I just didn't see anything that I really liked. And then the main account, $49,000 right here. That's the P&L for each day, and this is the breakdown of all of my stats. So I have a $25 wiring fee, but other than that, that's what it is. And average winner, average loser, about 650, 66% success, and a lot of trades. I definitely traded a lot in the month of July, but that's okay. Commissions are pretty high, almost $11,000 in ECN fees, $7,000 in ECN fees, $4,000 in commissions. So my gross profit is $61,000, and my net profit after these commissions is $49,000. But it's the cost of doing business. I'm not really going to complain about that. That just comes with the territory of trading with big size. When you trade with 10,000, 15,000 shares, these fees will go up. Your commissions will stay the same, but your ECN fees will go up if you're doing direct routing. If you're using a broker like E-Trade or Ameritrade, you won't have any ECN fees. These ones aren't there. Your commissions will be higher, and your profits may be lower because you weren't able to capture the winner when you had it, because those firms don't have very good hotkeys. The routing is slower, and so the result most likely is that the fees here, they more than make up for the extra profit that I have right there. So anyways, it's important for me to post all of these at the end of each month. So what we have is my challenge to take $583.15 and turn it into $1 million, fully transparent, fully verified, Started with $583 January 1st, 2017. Total gains as of the end of last month, $697,000. Total profits in 2017, $335,000. These are my 2017 broker statements. So the challenge continues. $300,000 standing right now between me and the $1 million mark. I'm not really tracking to hit that by December. At this point, because I've had some red days, I would need to be averaging, let's see, I've got it down here. I would need to be averaging $3,322 per day versus the $2,600 per day that I've been averaging so far this year. So I'm a little behind on my average. It probably has me now breaking over this level in January or maybe February. So anyways, that, again, that's not the biggest deal. But I was hoping to cross the line this year, but that just may not be realistic. So anyways, just wanted to update you guys on that. And of course, we're going to be back at it first thing tomorrow, try to finish up the week on a good note with a couple more trades. Might still be a little slow, but I'll try to make some money and see what I can do. All right, so that'll be it. Back at it first thing tomorrow morning around 9:15 for pre-market analysis. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning. So let's see. Yeah, I know that L is for locate, and I can email them to ask for shares. TraderView stats are sometimes incorrect. The way they run the stats are a little. Some of them are not totally logical to me. I don't really understand all of these ones over here, like this stuff, but. I don't really understand why that would be this was for that month. But in general, it's pretty accurate. Sometimes you'll have trades that don't import properly. You need to get them to help you with it. But overall, they're pretty close. All right, so I hope you guys have a good afternoon. I'm going to turn off my monitor so I don't look at the charts and I don't get convinced to buy something crazy high. This is on mute, so I'm not going to hear it, and that's going to be it for me. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.